be discussing a little bit about the history of Swami B.V. Tripurari of Philo, California. He's now emerged as the guru of Philo. There's a little farm up there. He has some Cebu cows, very expensive miniature cows, and he's sort of, become the local authority on the Hare Krishna religion, or at least that's how he advertises himself. But a lot of people just don't know his history. In 1976, Tripurari Swami was one of the people who was assisting in the short-changing program, where the Hare Krishnas were being trained to take a $20 bill or a $50 bill from a customer in the airport and go into the restroom and just knock them out for like 20-30 minutes and hope that the customer had, to catch his plane and he would run away, and so they would be able to keep the $50 bill and not have to give the person his change. Eventually, Srila Prabhupada had to write a letter criticizing the Tripurari group, saying that this illegal collection technique was going to give us a bad name in the public eye and give the Hare Krishna religion a bad reputation, which eventually it did. So in 1978, the GBC declared that B.R. Sridhar Maharaj was their advisor, and no wonder, because Sridhar Maharaj was saying things like, being a guru is no big problem. You just put on a guru uniform and the uniform will show you what to do. So Sridhar Maharaj didn't care if you were qualified to be a guru or not. He just said, just look like a guru, dress like a guru, and you are a guru. And this is because in India there are so many gurus. They're just some scumbag person who may be an alcoholic and a womanizer, and he puts on an orange robe and declares himself to be a guru, and a lot of foolish people like Sridhar Maharaj think that this person is a guru. So the whole idea of guru became very much cheapened after 1978 in the Hare Krishna religion, and Tripurari was a big part of that. He supported that and promoted that whole process. You wear the uniform, and the uniform will show you what to do. So if you want to be Jesus, no problem. Put on a robe, grow a beard, and you are Jesus. So this is a very foolish and childish idea, and this is really the kernel, foundational idea of Sridhar Maharaj, and this is why people like Tripurari are immediately attracted to this whole idea. And there's a whole class of people in India. They put on dresses like the gopis. The gopis are lovers of Krishna. So they put on a sari, even men, they put on a sari, and they dance around and they think they're gopis. And Sridhar Maharaj, he supports this whole idea. You wear the uniform of the gopis, you are a gopi. You wear the uniform of a brain surgeon, you are a brain surgeon. You wear the uniform of an aircraft pilot, you are a pilot, and so on and so forth. Of course, this is madness, insanity, and craziness, and this is why Tripurari and his crew were attracted to this whole process. Around 1982, Sudhir Krishna, who was the liaison between the bogus ISKCON gurus and Sridhar Maharaj, he branched out and started his own separate organization in San Jose, California. And he recruited this person named Brahma to be his money collector, and Brahma had this business of selling T-shirts, and eventually this business made millions and millions of dollars. In fact, I think, if I'm not wrong, that Brahma has purchased a hotel in Philo, California, using money which was gathered up by this T-shirt business. So Tripurari and Guru Kripa and all kinds of different people got involved in this T-shirt business, which was, of course, some kind of a scam. They would go and make pretend they were selling T-shirts to save the whales or help this charity or that charity, and they misrepresented who they really were. They didn't just come out and say we're Hare Krishnas. They had T-shirts from all kinds of different ideas, and they would sell them at the zoo and downtown San Francisco and at the wharf in San Francisco and all over the place. It was a big money-making business. People were making millions and millions and millions of dollars here. Now, a question always comes up. People say, well, why did, all kinds of people go along with these bogus gurus? Why didn't they protest? Why did they allow homosexuals and child molesters and criminals and deviants to be sitting in the seat of guru in ISKCON? And the answer is pretty simple. A lot of people were making money, and we're talking big-time money, by supporting and promoting these bogus gurus. including Sridhar Maharaj. Sridhar Maharaj made out like a bandit on this whole thing. He supported the bogus gurus of ISKCON, and then he was able to siphon off and scoop up a whole bunch of followers of ISKCON, and he made a lot of money, and they were printing his books and all sorts of things like that. So this money involved in why the Hare Krishna religion has been so corrupt. Of course, Tripurari's mentor, Sridhar Maharaj, is already famous all over India for starting a homosexual guru cult over there, a cult which had dissenters murdered and beaten and so on and so forth, and eventually Sridhar Maharaj's guru committed suicide by drinking poison after his son had been killed with poison to cover up a scandal within their mission. 10-year-old son was murdered. So murdering and beatings and all these things were the trademark, really, of the Sridhar organization over there. And this is why people like Tripurari and the bogus gurus are attracted to Sridhar, because he basically makes out-of-control cults. He just said, wear the uniform of Jesus, you are Jesus, and if people get killed, beaten up, molested, that's just too bad. It's not his problem. Not my problem. And that's what Tripurari is saying right now. He says, well, a lot of people were molested, people were killed, who cares? We can't worry about that, we just have to think of Krishna now, who cares, So it's just, there's absolutely no feelings of guilt, no remorse, no nothing. That's what happened. Yeah, we supported child molesters as gurus, who cares? Not my problem. But I think people would be interested to know one of my personal interactions with Tripurari. He was in San Francisco, and I was at the time friends with Atreya Rishi, who was the governing body commission leader of ISKCON for that area. And Atreya Rishi was telling me, we have to get Tripurari voted in as a GBC guru. I'm on the phone now with Kirtananda and the other, leaders. We're trying to, get together a vote to vote Tripurari in as one of the ISKCON gurus. So notice what's happening. We have to go to Kirtananda, who is a homosexual and a child molester. We have to go get a vote from him in order to become Jesus. In order to become the Jesus of ISKCON, you need the vote from the homosexuals and the child molesters. This is what Tripurari was thinking at the time. If I can just get the vote of the homosexuals and the child molesters, then I'll be a Jesus just like Kirtananda. But see, on the other hand, Tripurari was threatening them that if you don't make me a guru in ISKCON, I'm going to go and become a guru in the Gaudiya Matha with Sridhar Maharaj. Of course, once again, another homosexual guru cult. Sridhar is the founder of the homosexual guru cult in India in 1936. So if I can get voted in by one homosexual group, I'll be Jesus. And if not, I'll go to the other homosexual guru group, and I'll be Jesus over there. So I confronted Tripurari about this. I said, Tripurari, you don't have any loyalty. You're like a guy who's working for IBM or Apple, whoever pays you the most, whoever votes you in, or, you're not loyal to either group. You're going to work for whoever gives you the most salary or the most payment. And then I went through a whole list of other things that are wrong with Sridhar's philosophy. I said, Sridhar says you wear the uniform and you become Jesus. That's not our philosophy. Sridhar Maharaj says we come from the Brahma Jyoti, the impersonal Brahma Jyoti. Prabhupada says that's wrong. We come from Krishna Loka. I just went through a list of, problems with the Sridhar philosophy. And Tripurari did not say a word. He just sat there, trying to be as nice as he could. Trying to give his little grimace / smile that he gives all the time. And so he had a couple of his boys with him, his brahmacharis. So I go downstairs, and I'm standing in front of the restaurant, and I hear this boom, 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 and it's, guess who? It's Tripurari. He's running out, in front of the restaurant, and he's just yelling, and there's hundreds of people standing around. It's right near the, the metro train station there. And Tripurari's yelling at the top of his lungs, "This man is a demon! This man is a demon!" Referring to me. And everybody's looking around. Where's the demon? What's going on? Then he's like running right up towards me, and he looks like he's maybe going to try to punch me or something. So I kind of stand back, and I kind of put my elbow in front of myself in a defensive sort of posture a little bit, like, watch out, don't just run up here and try to hit me. It's just not going to work. I will defend myself. And so that's what happened. He got infuriated because he couldn't answer any of my questions. He didn't have an answer. His answer was to insult me and maybe even try to attack me. I don't know, but that's where he's at. He can't answer any of these questions, and he hasn't. in all these years. He's never answered why he's trying to get voted in. What is a voted in guru? Why is he supporting that gurus just wear the uniform? Why was he supporting this Sudhir fellow, Sudhir Krishna, who was the leader of the San Jose temple? And Sudhir ran off with a woman and a sports car and took a bunch of money from the San Jose temple. What kind of guru is that? What kind of gurus is Tripurari producing? Now, I also know some of Tripurari's followers and ex-followers, and apparently there's been a big controversy in the Tripurari movement itself over this young woman that Tripurari has as his secretary, assistant, whatever she is. Vrindaranya, her name is. Tripurari's driving around in a car with her in the car all the time. And this was going on in Oregon, and I don't know all the details, but apparently the Oregon Tripurari people got on his case and complained and objected, and that's why he left Oregon, and I don't know all the details, but supposedly some of the money from the house he was living in was taken and used to purchase the property he's now at in California. Nobody knows for sure, but anyway, the Anderson Valley newspaper, which is the newspaper in Philo, it's a tiny little town. The editor of that paper followed Tripurari around, and he reported in the newspaper that this Tripurari is just always driving around with a young woman in the car. So even the newspaper, they wrote an article. They says, what kind of guru is this? He's a swami, he's a sannyasi, and he's always hanging out with a woman. What's the deal? I also know one of Tripurari's former servants, his personal servant, and he told me an interesting story. He said to Tripurari, why is it that you're initiating all these gay guys? You got like 30 gay disciples. What's with that? And Tripurari told him, at least this is what the man reported to me, that Tripurari told him, well, if I don't initiate a bunch of gays, I won't have any disciples at all. So I'm not sure what's the story with that either, but I did notice when he came to the festivals here, he was surrounded by 30 young men dressed in white, and there's one or two ladies, so it does seem like there's just a lot of men in his group, not many women. Tripurari will certainly argue that he didn't know that there was all this gays and molesting and different things going on in ISKCON. But, for example, Kirananda was sitting on his big seat with a golden crown, and he was covered with the hands of 50 or 60 boys. Now, when Jane Wallace of CBS News saw that, she immediately realized this man is a homosexual pedophile. So the ordinary man, or the ordinary person, can immediately understand that Tripurari's program is supporting homosexuals and child molesters as gurus, as messiahs, as Jesus-like saints. But Tripurari can't figure this out. And now that all the damage has been done from his group supporting these people and this agenda, he just throws his hands up and, so what, who cares? It's very irresponsible. Speaking of which, Tripurari just abandoned his son. His son has wrote letters to me, Bhakti Bodhri, complaining that his father never contacts him, never helps him, never supports him, never communicates with him. And this poor kid has been in jail, and he's apparently got a drug problem, and he's just got all kinds of problems because he feels rejected and abandoned by his own father. And so this child is suffering severely, but Tripurari has to put on a big show that he's a great saintly guy who has no attachment for his family, so he just tosses his own kid under the bus in order to promote himself as a great saintly personality. His own kid has to be sacrificed so that he can become a wealthy, saint living in a big luxury place with a beautiful young female slave servant. So he has no regard for other people, not only other people, just his own flesh and blood. No regard, none. It's just too bad, his career as being a bogus messiah is more important than anything else.